Hello, everyone, and welcome to Around Town. I'm Elizabeth Graff, and on this beautiful day, we're here at the Welcome Center, and it is such a great place for anyone who wants to learn more about their area and, what's going on around here. You need to come on in. They've got a brochure for anything and everything. And here to tell us more, we have Rebecca McWilliam, and she's going to tell us something that's coming up soon. You're going to want to get your calendars out, get your pens ready, and this is going to be something that everyone is going to be interested in. And how you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm really good. Now, tell us what's going to be coming up soon on the 20th.
Oh, for the past 6 months, Dublin has been the focus city of a program called Young Game Changers. It's a program that's ran through Georgia Forward, and on June 20th at 2 p.m., the Young Game Changers are going to present their proposals, a plan for economic development and community development here in Dublin.
Mm-hmm.
And
yes, and introduce this young man that we have over here.
Howard Franklin is the executive director of Georgia Forward, and I can just say that for the past 6 months, it has been an extreme honor working with him and the 35 other members of this group.
Mm-hmm. How you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So tell us about how you got involved in something like this.
Absolutely. Georgia Forward is a nonprofit organization that's been around, independent, for the last 5 years. And the goal of the group is really to focus on and develop a statewide agenda for prosperity and really bring together a number of the stakeholders that are really active, whether it's academia, nonprofit, business, and politics. And so what we do and have done for the last 5 years is convene forums, is put together programs, and really just try to bring the right people into the room to have conversations and afford solutions to some of the bigger challenges that the state is facing.
And tell me why it's so important to have this group going on.
Well, this group is one of our more exciting programs for a number of reasons. But I can tell you, from my experience here in Georgia, I think there's a lot of interest in bringing young people into the public sector process, whether that's lawmaking or policy proposals or just making sure people are more engaged as citizens. So this is a really great entry point for 35 young people from across the state. These are folks who are very, very accomplished in their respective fields, and those fields, range from business to law to nonprofit to government, you name it, and also folks from all across the state. So literally, any part or any corner of the state of Georgia that you might be curious about, you'll have some from there actually hailing and visiting Dublin over the course of 6 months.
Mm-hmm. And looking at the list of people that you guys have, you have picked people who are really, really involved and concerned and care about their community.
Absolutely. I think not only do they care about the communities that they're from, but I think they see the lines that connect the communities across our state. And so for us to have a stronger, more successful state and all the different interests in the areas that we have, I think it's really great for us to come together. I think the other big takeaway is that what we learn here, not only can we pursue and make sure that it actually takes hold in the city of Dublin, in Lawrence County, but we can also take it back to our communities.
Mm-hmm. And how can this help our community?
Well, there are a number of big issues that we're looking to challenge. As Rebecca mentioned, things from community development, economic development, bringing different parts of the community together to have conversations and tackle issues that maybe they hadn't before. So ultimately what we're going to do on Friday, June the 20th, is actually present to the larger community, and hopefully, one or two or three of our big ideas will take hold. Someone will say, we want to do those things, and we'll get to follow through and make sure they take root in Dublin.
Mm-hmm. Now, the Young Game Changers, tell us who we have. You don't have to give us the whole list, because how many are there, first of all?
There's 35.
35.
Yes.
And can you tell us just a few of them? We got some local ones here in Dublin.
A lot of local participation, but from across the state, there's Megan Duke out of Valdosta. She works with the Development Authority there. Locally, Tara Bradshaw, who is the director of Main Street Dublin. Jason Dollar, who works with Bank of Dudley. It is just a broad spectrum of people from within our community and then across the state.
Mm-hmm. Now, what are Young Game Changers? Why is it young?
Well, we're all under the age of 40,
That's
I
correct.
think. We're all under the age of 40.
I just missed it.
Yeah, all under the age of 40, and we just kind of are coming up with ideas that maybe the local community didn't already look at or wouldn't necessarily consider. So, we're all about bringing forward ideas that are going to really change the game and mix things up, but real action solutions to some of the questions that were posed to us.
Yeah. Can you give us some examples of ideas?
Yeah, my group actually took a look at the gateways that are leading into Dublin, and by gateways I mean I-16, 441, Highway 80, those main thoroughfares that travelers would use to come into Lawrence County, and we've came up with 3 ideas for how to better represent Dublin both to tourists and visitors, and how we can build upon multi-use trails and recreational trails, assets that Dublin already currently has, but how do we take it one step further?
Right. So it'll be like when you drive through and all of a sudden you're in Lawrence County, it's not going to be like, where are we?
Right.
It's going to be like, you are in Lawrence County.
Exactly. You are in Dublin. You are in Lawrence County. Welcome. Come spend your money.
Right. Just short of a yellow brick road, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And what's it like being able to get together with like-minded people who care as much as you do about improving where you live? What's it like?
I think it's really empowering, and I would encourage folks. I mean, you were asking about the folks who were there. It's a really, really impressive group. If you visit our website, georgiaforward.org/game changers, you can see the list of all the folks that we've admitted. I think this year, or for this year's class, we put out the call and asked a number of places both to propose being our host city, as well as invited folks to apply to become a game changer. And I think we had about 100 applications. So it's definitely the best and brightest from across the state.
Wow. So about 100. And how many did you choose?
35.
35. Yes. And best and brightest, too.
Absolutely.
So what can people expect, and where can they show up for the June 20th event?
Well, they can show up at 2 p.m. June 20th at Theater Dublin. Refreshments will be provided courtesy of Chick-fil-A. That is one of our young game changers actually works for Chick-fil-A. So
nice.
They were generous enough to donate all of the refreshments, and we just invite the community to come down. University of Georgia Carl Vinson Institute will be on hand to facilitate discussion of the ideas, help answer questions, and kind of take a role of what the public thinks about these ideas, how actionable they are.
Nice. So the young game changers are going to present their ideas,
Right.
open for discussion.
Absolutely.
And they're also going to accept ideas.
Oh, sure. So the format is such that it'll be interactive. So they'll spend 10, 15 minutes saying, laying out what those ideas are, how they might be pursued, where there might be sources of funding and other resources, and then invite, questions, comments, suggestions, wisdom from the community to talk about how some of these things can actually take hold. And the goal here is not just to do anything academic, but to actually put something, in the city leadership's hands, or into a place where we can actually pursue some of these things and see them come off the shelf and into life. So,
now some of these ideas, they also require a lot of money too. And will you also be able to present ideas on how to come up with funds?
Absolutely. One of the things that's a part of the proposals that each of the group is doing is going to be focused on how we pay for those things.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm sure when you hear these ideas, you're probably going to be like, what can I do to help, right? So tell me again, the times, the day, and the place.
It's Friday, June 20th at 2 p.m. at Theater Dublin, open to the public, and just come and hear what these amazing people have spent 6 months of their life. I mean, they've been extremely dedicated to putting together these proposals. So please, everybody join us.
Yeah, and it's free of charge.
Free.
And you get some Chick-fil-A.
Absolutely.
Right?
It's a bonus.
Tell me about how important it is to have this going on here in Dublin.
Oh, it's very important. Just the fact that we've been able to partner with Georgia Forward and bring these 35 people in who were so amazed at the vitality in Dublin. We've just kind of opened the doors and welcomed them, and that vision, that view that they had of Dublin it's spread across the state. We're all friends now, and
Oh, that's so great.
yeah, it's just amazing. And being able to partner with UGA and Carl Vinson Institute of Government and Georgia Municipal Association, it's been a wonderful program.
Right. Now, how did Dublin get chosen?
That's a good question. So, really,
I mean, Dublin is already great and everything,
is
but
already
we just
great.
want to know, how did we get chosen?
and my answer will belie that truth. Really, there's two reasons. One, this is our second year of Game Changers, and one of our Game Changers from last year actually lobbied us and said, hey, there's a lot of great things happening in this city. There's a lot of great things happening in this community. We want to bring the Game Changers program here. We initially, last year, were in Americus, Georgia. And then two, once we met with folks, like the mayor, like the commission chairman, like Rebecca and others, folks, welcomed us with open arms. So I think they're really kind of, as a twofold thing. And I think going forward, I'm hopeful about the success the program will continue to have because we've done a good job of getting folks from across the state. So next year, I expect for us to be lobbied by someone else who came through this class and will be in some other part of the state. So yeah.
It's like a chain reaction.
Absolutely.
So tell us what was changed in America.
So the first thing that took place immediately was moving the business incubator from the outskirts of the city to downtown. And there's a lot of interest in developing downtown Americas in particular. They've got a lot of wonderful assets too. Big tourism town, home of the president, Jimmy Carter, and some other big industries and nonprofits like the founding of Habitat for Humanity. So a lot of what we were interested in doing, all the cohorts and all the folks who were involved, was moving some of that energy into the city center so that it could help reverberate and build momentum for residential housing and additional development. So the first thing that I can tell you without fails, we actually got one of the businesses there, one of the local banks, to actually volunteer to give us a building so we can move the city's business incubator. So.
Wow. And if anyone watching this isn't already excited about what's going to be discussed on the 20th, oh my goodness, I don't know what's going to get you more excited than hearing this. And this has already been 6 months, and they've already come up with some great ideas, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And you guys can hear them on the 20th. And by the end of the year, it's going to be you discussed about, how are we going to go forward with this?
So we don't have a hard and fast timeline for exactly how long things take, and it's funny you asked that question. One of the things that we also asked the Game Changers to do is to give or make proposals that are both short-term and long-term. So to your point about some of these proposals needing, great sums of money, there are things that we can do and that might be already shovel-ready based on, natural assets that already exist.
I like that description.
And then there might be things that, we've got to do or make one or two steps before we can even see down the road long enough to make some other things happen. So
kind of like adjust things to make this, move this over and that over, and we can bring it in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So a big part of this too, and I'm glad that you're making mention of this, is that the community has to say, here's what we really like, here's what we want to get behind, here's what we're excited about, and work together to push those things forward.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow. This is going to be such a great event. And, all for the community, all for you guys. So please come on down. Tell us again.
Friday, June 20th at 2 p.m. at Theater Dublin.
Okay, great.
Doors will be wide open, so come just hear what we've been working on.
Yeah. Is there anything you'd like to add?
It's been wonderful to be here. I mean, this is only our second year doing this program, but Dublin's easily, bar none, in terms of how welcoming and how supportive and how excited people have been about the progress that we're working together to see. So I've just been excited about the entire process.
Oh, yeah. Well, how about we do a little plug-in for the Visitor Center?
Oh, definitely. We have brochures from all across the state of Georgia. Everything that we have as far as brochures are completely free. We also do work with some nonprofits in the area to help them sell their event souvenirs. So if anybody is interested in having anything displayed here for sale, that is an opportunity that we have. But we're full of travel tips. We're full of advice. And if you have any questions, you can just visit us at visitdublinga.com.
Great. Tell us your location here.
We're at 102 Travel Center Boulevard, right off of exit 51 on I-16, in between Zaxby's and Cracker Barrel.
And your hours?
We are open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, Saturdays from 10 to 4, and then Sundays from 11 to 2.
All right. Well, thank you both so much for talking with us and giving us, this eye-opening information on what we're going to be doing here in the community. Thanks again.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
All right. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. And we'll see you next time on Around Town.